Hey there, superstar. In this video, I'm going to explain what is group coaching. In this video, I'm going to start by sharing what the benefits of group coaching are. Then I'm going to dive into a little bit of my background and story with respect to group coaching. And then I'll get into how does it work and what does it look like if you actually want to lead group coaching. Let's do it. Group coaching is a fantastic business model for someone who's already achieved a certain measure of success doing one-on-one coaching. So if you're already leading people, whether it's through health coaching or spiritual coaching or life or business coaching, whatever that is, shifting your model from one-on-one to group is a great way to grow your revenues, release more time, and have more fun while making a bigger impact. Now, the problem that happens is if you're already a successful one-on-one coach, you might have fallen into this trap that a lot of us do fall into, which is what I call magical unicorn syndrome. Magical unicorn syndrome is where you believe that you are the source of all the magic in a coaching relationship. Now, it can be very easy to fall into this trap because in the coaching world, we're encouraged to think that way, right? We learn these methodologies for coaching. Maybe we get certified or we figure some stuff out. And then we think, okay, we have all these answers and these clients want to work with us so that they can get these answers, right? And we consider ourselves to be a source of wisdom and power for other people, right? We're generous, we're contribution-oriented, heart-centered, all those good things. And we believe that the client needs us and should come to us in order to improve themselves in whatever area that we're talking about. Now, the problem with that thinking is that it will keep us small. As a coach, it's going to keep you limited to however many clients you can handle on a one-to-one basis. Now, even if you're booked up solid every day of the week, 40 hours a week or 50 or 60, I'm going to guess that you're going to get to a point like I did where you're exhausted and you don't want to work anymore. And you almost get to a place where you don't even want more clients because it's just going to mean more work. Now, a solution to that, of course, is raising your prices, which I did, and this is part of my story. And there comes a point where you kind of hit that upper limit of what people are willing to pay for coaching. And so the solution to that is to shift to a group coaching model. When you shift to a group model, you get two really big benefits, among others. The first is that you start to leverage your time, meaning you put in the same amount of hours, but you're able to help a wider variety of people. And the second benefit, which is the thing that handles or the thing that addresses magical unicorn syndrome, is that you start to tap the magic of the group. Tapping the magic of the group means that you relinquish some of that belief that you are the source of all the magic and you hand over some of that magic to the group, meaning you recognize that everyone in the group, as long as you curate the group very well, has magic to bring to the table. And your role becomes, instead of being like the oracle of everything, your role becomes to be the facilitator that's able to bring the magic out of the individuals in the group. Before I get into how to do this, how to have a group coaching program, how to switch to a group model or launch a group model, I want to invite you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and maybe even post a comment below. I'm always posting videos about how to improve yourself and grow your coaching, consulting, speaking business. So I hope that you subscribe to my channel so that you'll find out whenever I have new videos coming up. So first and foremost, what are the benefits of group coaching? I've already addressed some of them. First of all, there's a benefit to people cross-pollinating with each other and sharing best practices. When people share best practices, it helps them save time and make fewer mistakes. Somebody can share with another person, this is how I did this. You can follow it the way I did it. Or I've seen people share contracts and agreements and templates and scripts and all sorts of things to save each other time and accelerate progress. So how does group coaching even work? Well, it's very much the same all the way up until all the way through the delivery process as regular coaching. You're still doing a discovery call or a strategy session to determine what someone needs and if you can serve them. You're still checking for whether they're a fit, but not just for you now. You're checking to see if they're a fit for the culture. Another thing that may differentiate it from one-on-one coaching is when you're selling one-on-one coaching, you're the only one really, well, you and the client are taking a risk, but you're not risking your whole community, your whole culture by bringing in a new person. So I think that it's very valuable when you're filling your group program, your coaching program, to test the waters, to have some sort of experience where a person can come in for a weekend, for one session, or just to make sure that they're a culture fit, rather than enrolling them for the whole year from the get-go. And by the way, I do believe that it's important to have a group program that there be a bigger commitment, because you're building a culture. And if you're building a culture, because that's really what you're doing when you're leading group coaching programs, you don't want people popping in and out, coming and going. You want there to be some consistency and retention. That's one of the biggest things that makes a group coaching business model work for the long haul, is that you keep your clients for the long haul. That's why it's so important that you have a really good enrollment process. So the enrollment process looks a lot like the one-on-one, and consider having some sort of testing the waters experience for people to make sure that they're a right fit. Now, how does it work? Well, instead of meeting one-on-one with clients, you have set meeting times. I recommend having the same meeting time, each month or each week or each quarter or whatever, kind of keep some consistency to it that people are expected to show up at. And I also would invite you to consider having some sort of minimum standard of attendance for someone to be able to be in the group. Now, there are a lot of different formats and ways that you could consider organizing your group coaching sessions. I'll share some of the ones that I think work best. First off, you should know that I meet with my group program every single week. I know, that's a lot. They're very invested in this program. It's quite a big commitment. And we're addressing, a wide variety of things with a very narrow audience. So most of my clients are speakers, authors, coaches, and consultants who want to grow their group coaching practice, right? That's what I focus on. So we're meeting every week because there's business things we're meeting about, there's personal development, there's even an element of spiritual development that we address. So we're meeting every single week. And because of that, I use a wide variety of formats. So here are my 3, maybe 4, we'll see, favorite formats. The first is I love hot seat format. Hot seat format is where the whole group is there, and then I'm working with individuals in the group and everyone else is observing and witnessing. We do this on Zoom. And also then I usually invite everybody to deliver their feedback in the chat. So I'm coaching the person one-on-one, and people are giving their take on it in a group format during the chat. The second format that I really like is a group coaching format, strictly, which is basically where I lead the group through some sort of process, and then I invite people to share what they're getting from the process. So for example, I might lead them through a visioning process, ask questions, give them some space to work on it, ask the next question, lead them through this journey or this meditation or a visualization, and then invite people to share. Now, they might share each step of the way, or they might share, I might invite them to share all at the end of the experience. And then that way people get to witness each other's experience and also add value and observe how other people did it and get ideas for themselves. So that's the second thing I use a lot. The third is I use a mastermind format a lot, which is basically where every single person takes a turn and all of the people give feedback and ideas to that one person during their turn. Now, you might have to break out into smaller groups to do that, or if it's a small enough group, you can just do everybody every single time. Finally, I am going to share a little bit about how much to charge for group coaching. I'm not going to dive into exact numbers, but I will say that people often have the belief that if it's group, it's got to be a whole lot cheaper than one-on-one. And while I can see the wisdom in that, my group program actually costs way more than my one-on-one coaching ever did, for a few reasons. One is because it's a whole year commitment that I'm asking for. So most of my private programs were 3 months or 6 months, but now I'm asking for a whole year. And number two, because as part of my group program, which this is something I highly recommend, I include events in that group program. And events are expensive and complex to produce. I believe that my group program is more valuable than any one-on-one coaching that I could have ever delivered because of the value of the events and the value of the collective wisdom that we get to tap into. I don't think that you should necessarily immediately think that your group program needs to be a whole lot less than your individual programs. And if you want to learn more about pricing your mastermind groups and group coaching, I do have a whole playlist about how to grow your group coaching consulting mastermind business. So check that out. And if you're interested in working with me personally, you can learn more about how I do that at superstarbusinessbreakthrough.com.